Kansas will not enforce a new abortion law as a legal challenge makes its way through the court system. It comes after Kansas lawmakers approved a law requiring abortion providers to ask why patients want to terminate their pregnancies. The law was set to take effect July 1st, but abortion providers sued, arguing the law violates the state constitution. Attorneys agreed Kansas will not enforce that law until it's heard in court next June.